All right, what I've done for you on page 6 and 7 here is to just give you a couple more examples done out for you um, of a confidence interval and interpreting confidence level. I put on there as well. So just something to go off of. I want to identify a couple specific things here. You're going to see a weird degrees of freedom on a couple of these. There's a different way to calculate the degrees of freedom. We're not going to use that, so you can ignore that degrees of freedom there. And for this critical value, let me see which one that actually is before I misstate. So what do we have here? For inverse t, we got a 95% confidence interval. So 0.025 degrees of freedom are 85. Okay, so this will be that, and your confidence interval is going to be this one. So what I'd encourage you to do, work through this, make sure it makes sense, plug the things in the calculator, especially the inverse t portion. Take a look at part C, interpreting the confidence level. That's something that we haven't done in a while, but all fair game. Just look at the details of it. Same thing on page 7. Make sure you feel comfortable with, I didn't list out the parameters. That's shame on me. Group 1 and Group 2. So this would be polyester decay, buried 10 strips. Here is the breaking strength. So mu sub 1 would be the true mean breaking strength for Group 1, and mu sub 2 would be the true mean breaking strength for Group 2. And you can kind of see no 10% condition needed. Box plots. Please make sure you feel comfortable doing box plots and how to do them in the calculator, how to plug the data in, how to get the summary statistics so that you can calculate either the confidence interval or, in this case, your test statistic and your p-value. So same idea here with the degrees of freedom. It would be the smaller of the two samples. Well, they're both 5, so 5 minus 1, there would be 4 degrees of freedom. So your p-value ends up here. Let me check this. TCDF, what's our test statistic? 0.989 to infinity with 4 degrees of freedom. This 0.189 is the p-value. All right, moving on to the last page. Determining when it's appropriate to use 2 sample t procedures versus paired. So this is the idea of, is the data paired or not? And sometimes it can be a little tricky to determine that. So I just want to take a look at these 2 questions. What I'd like you to do is pause the video after I'm done giving you these instructions, read through part A and B, and identify which one do you believe is paired, which you think is 2 sample, or if you think they're both paired or both 2 sample. And then restart the video and take a look. Okay, so part A, to test the wear characteristics of 2 tire brands A and B. One brand A tire is mounted on one side of each car in the rear, while brand B tire is mounted on the other side. Which side gets brand B is determined by a coin flip. This is paired by the car. They're putting one on the left side, one on the right side of the same car. So this is a paired t test or interval. I can't really decipher. It would just be paired t procedures, as they're calling them. And then part B, can listening to music while working increase productivity? 20 factory workers agree to take part in a study. They randomly assign 10 workers to do a repetitive task while listening to music and 10 to do them in silence. Okay, this is not a matched pairs experiment. This is just a completely randomized experiment. So you have 10 random workers assigned to do the task while listening to music and 10 not. So this would be 2 sample t procedures because the data is not procedures produced from a paired experiment. So that's how you're going to decipher between the two. On your unit test, you might have a question that deals with either 2 sample or paired, and you're going to have to make the decision and follow through those correct 4 steps for it. So if you have any questions on this lesson, please reach out to me via email. You have your unit test that is due Sunday at midnight. So that's the last assessment on the quarter. I hope you have a great day.